Oh.
There we are.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Hello, happy Friday, everybody.
We are Husbands That Cook. I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
And today we are cooking something very special for you.
Yes, this is something that you can only get for 6 weeks out of the entire year because that is the only time that Hatch chilies are in season.
It's true. So we went out to a lunch yesterday with some friends. Our friend Sarah Phillips, who has an account on Instagram named Food. And what's really interesting is her daughter has an account on Instagram as well named New York City. and her son has an account called Real Estate. So they smashed them all at the very beginning. But anyway, we went to lunch yesterday and Nick was there from Melissa's Produce as well. And he sent us home with a little care package.
2 care packages, actually, of Hatch peppers.
So honestly, we have never cooked with Hatch peppers before. I've never even heard of a Hatch pepper.
Nope.
Ryan was saying that the first time he heard about it was about a year ago, last summer.
Last Hatch pepper season.
But these are incredibly flavorful peppers, and
Yes.
they come in 3 different styles: spicy, medium, and mild. These are the spicy kinds.
Yes, of course. The best kind of all. So they're only in season for a few weeks out of the year. They have a lot of flavor, like you're saying. They vary in spice, but what you can do is, even though they're only in season a few weeks out of the year, you can roast them, do whatever with them, and then freeze them, and then enjoy them all year long.
Yeah, they're from New Mexico, and
Yes.
they're so tasty. It's kind of like a green pepper and a chili combined. It's kind of tangy, a little spicy, but they're so flavorful. We got home from lunch yesterday, and literally within seconds, we started cooking up some recipes.
It's true.
And we
came up with something called the Husband's Hatch Chili Breakfast Special.
Our minds were blown.
Yes.
We can't wait to share this with you. We're big fans of avocado toast.
Yes.
Lately, we've been doing avocado toast without bread.
Avocado no toast.
We are constantly cooking in this house.
Pretty much.
All the time, and there's always tons of food in the refrigerator, on the stove, all the time. And so the last month or so, like, we've been kind of just watching what we eat, so we didn't want to just constantly eating bread and carbs and stuff. So we took our favorite avocado toast, and instead of the bread, we're using an heirloom tomato.
Yes. So this is something you can basically only do in the summer because we're going to use a fresh heirloom tomato. This one here.
They're beautiful.
They're sweet, they're juicy. You can only get them this time of year, and these, which you can only get at this time of year. So
For
this is
6 weeks.
Yes, it's definitely a summer special. That's why we're calling it a breakfast special.
And Sarah is actually joining us today.
Oh,
Hi, Sarah.
I love food. Hello, Sarah.
It was so nice seeing you yesterday, and thank you for hooking us up with Nick at Melissa's Produce.
Yes.
We made some delicious breakfast with his peppers, and we are sharing it with everyone today.
Yes, and the other thing we're sharing today is the secret to the perfect poached egg.
They're flawless. You will never have a problem. They work every time. Consistently, and they are amazing.
Yes.
And it's only a couple little
Yep.
steps to do it, but
There's a couple little tricks, and once you have those down, it's the easiest thing, you'll have perfect poached eggs for the rest of your life.
And we learned these tricks from the Instagram community. There's
true.
2 people that we follow, Jen at the Lemon Apron and Paula from Cravings in Amsterdam. Both of them have great accounts and make delicious food, and we follow their blogs. They taught us how to make a poached egg.
Yeah.
We've been doing it ever since, and it's perfect every time.
Exactly. So I think we can go ahead and get started.
You guys are gonna love this breakfast.
It's so easy.
Perfect for the weekend. It's easy. It's delicious. When we are done with the show today, we are gonna freeze these. Actually,
Yes.
we're gonna roast them first,
them.
and we're gonna freeze them so we have Hatch peppers all year long because these things are fabulous.
Yes, it's going to be perfect. We're going to be doing Hatch peppers until next Hatch pepper season, and I'm very excited about that.
You might even see a couple other Hatch pepper recipes
I think so.
between now and next summer.
I think so. Okay, so everyone's here. Cravings
Welcome.
is here. I saw Simply Sipwana is here.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, everyone is here. Let's get started.
Let's get started.
So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to slice these tomatoes into thick slices, almost like toast.
Yes, exactly.
This is like a real healthy, very, very healthy breakfast. So we're going to use heirloom tomatoes instead of toast. So what you want to do is find a nice wide tomato that can kind of, substitute for a slice of bread.
Honestly, like since we got back from our cruise, I think I lost about 10 pounds. It's true. I mean, we've been watching what we've been eating. So we've been cutting out bread. In the morning, we've been doing like avocado and eggs.
So good. Avocado no toast.
Yes, avocado no toast. But it seriously works. And the other thing we've been doing is just, I seem to get hungry throughout the day, and so I'm always snacking on things. But lately, I've just been watching how I've been snacking, and I've been snacking on like dried fruit and nuts, and it's totally working. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's going really, really well. So we have our tomatoes. You can see I cut them real thick, like maybe like a ½ inch thick.
So pretty.
And do you want to just grab that baking sheet?
Yes.
Okay, so we have our baking sheet here, just lined with parchment paper, and we're gonna take the tomato slices and just throw them on there like that. And then, so I can just hold that for a second.
Yes.
And then we'll take the hatch pepper, just like this, and you don't have to peel it, you don't have to take the stem off or anything. We're just gonna cut it in half lengthwise, like so. So just like this.
And they smell so good when they're roasting in the oven.
Oh, it smells so good. Even just like this, even just raw.
Yes, it has kind of like a green pepper smell.
Bell pepper.
Bell pepper.
Exactly. So all you do, cut them in half like this, place them cut side down, and then we're just gonna drizzle, well, first we're gonna sprinkle. First gonna put a little salt on the tomatoes, just a little bit, flaky sea salt here.
Just like a pinch on each one.
Just a pinch on each one, and maybe a little pepper. Pepper's always good.
The heirloom tomatoes have so much flavor, it doesn't need anything else except a little bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah, I would, and definitely make sure to get like a good heirloom tomato. If you just have like the plain, like those like tomatoes from the grocery store that are, flavorless and whatever, I wouldn't even bother. Don't bother. Get like really good sweet tomatoes that are going to be perfect.
Cloudy Kitchen just joined. We have 2 Saveur nominees watching us right now. Erin from Cloudy Kitchen and Becky from Displaced Housewife.
Yep.
Congrats, you two.
Yes, both nominated in the baking and sweets category, and both very well deserved.
I want both of you to win. I declare a tie.
Exactly. So we have our salt and pepper, and then we're just going to drizzle just a little bit of olive oil. We're talking like a teaspoon or something. Just a little bit of olive oil just to kind of get things juicy. We'll put a little bit of peppers as well.
And for those of you that are not following Bella Fulfilled, you definitely have to check her out. She's one of our favorite photographers and food stylists, and she is amazing.
She is.
It's so nice to have you here, Bella.
Yeah. So that's it. We just have our tomatoes with a little salt and pepper, a little olive oil, and what we're going to do with this...
pretty.
I know, isn't it pretty? What we're going to do with this is we're going to broil it. So a lot of people actually don't really know how to use their broiler. It's not used as commonly. So basically broiling is when you put the rack on the top of the oven right next to the heating element. We're gonna put this on the very top rack so that heat just goes straight on here and just sizzles the top of this.
And also you want to keep the oven open a little bit too during the whole process.
Exactly, because we're not baking this. You don't want heat all the way around, you just want that directional heat. So keep the door open while it's roasting for about 8 to 10 minutes.
So quick.
And we have a special Hollywood broiler, of course.
Of course. And we are going to show you exactly how our Hollywood broil works. Watch this.
Just takes seconds. Normally it's 8 to 10 minutes, but whoa, I can feel the heat. Whoa!
Voila!
Voila! We have roasted peppers and these tomatoes transformed from yellow into red.
It's amazing.
It's a miracle. So, as you can see, the peppers have nice charred, you can see they're burned, and that's exactly what you're looking for. That's what you want, is that charred look. So we'll take the peppers off. We can leave the tomatoes on for now, but we'll take the peppers off. We can just put that over there for now. So the skin just kind of comes right off.
Look at that.
Look at that. It just peels off, right like that. You don't need this part. It's sort of plasticky. I don't know, it has kind of a funny texture, so you definitely want to take that part off, and it just slides right off normally. If you can't get all of it, don't worry about it.
And even though these are the spicy variety, they're really not that spicy. I mean, obviously everybody has a different tolerance,
yes.
but these, it has a very, very nice flavor with a little heat.
Exactly.
It's not overwhelming.
Exactly, and you can take the heat down a little bit by making sure to remove all the seeds.
Exactly.
Because the seeds in peppers is actually where most of the spice is. So if you can take out the seeds, as you can see here, this one's full of, here, let me see if I can show you. This one, full of seeds. See those? And we're just gonna take those out.
Should I try one?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna try a seed. Let's see how spicy these are.
I'm guessing it's pretty spicy.
Nah.
Was it good?
Wow, that's instant.
Is it hot?
It's like one of those cartoons where like smoke starts coming out of my ears.
You actually are turning a little bit red. I'm sure they can't see, but
that's potent.
It is potent.
And that's just from one seed. So definitely, if you don't want it too spicy, remove all of them.
And that goes kind of in general for all recipes. If you're cooking with any kind of pepper, jalapenos, serranos, whatever it is, taking out the seeds will make it less spicy. So we're just, as you can see, we're just kind of chopping up these peppers. Nice and fine. Yeah, exactly. Just kind of just casually dicing like that. And then I kind of try a little piece though.
Oh, they're so tasty.
Oh my God.
For those of you that are just joining us, we are making the husband's hatch chili breakfast special. Kind of like avocado toast, but without the toast. And instead of the toast, we're using seasonal heirloom tomatoes that are absolutely delicious. These hatch peppers are only around for 6 weeks, so definitely go to your local market or farmer's market. You can get them online at Melissa's Produce, which is just melissas.com.
Yep.
Order them there. They're fantastic. They're so flavorful. If you've never cooked with them, you must.
And if you absolutely cannot find hatch chilies, you could substitute another kind of chili, like an Anaheim would probably be fairly similar. Again, you want something that's not super spicy. You certainly won't want to use jalapenos, but something like an Anaheim or a pasilla chili might be good as well. But these hatch ones are special, and they just have this great flavor.
And it goes so good with the poached eggs and the tomatoes and the avocado. Everything is just so summery and so flavorful. It's awesome.
Yes, and someone just did a Danny Tante Superstar just gave a very good tip.
Yes.
If you ever have trouble peeling peppers, bell peppers, these kind of peppers, anything, as soon as they come out of the oven, put them in like a paper bag or a plastic bag or a bowl covered with foil, and the steam from the peppers actually loosens the skin and makes them even easier to peel.
And as you can see, this one
was pretty easy,
but that's an extra step that makes it even easier.
Yeah, and some peppers are harder than others. This one peeled pretty easily. The one we did yesterday took a little more work. So that's definitely a good tip to kind of make things easier. Thank you for that tip. So we have our peppers cut. And now, I need a napkin, but I'll be right back.
So for those of you just joining us, we are going to be making some poached eggs today. They only take 2.5 minutes to make, and we learned some tips that you will have a flawless poached egg every time.
Yes, okay, so the first tip is to drain the eggs. Because a lot of people, the problem you have with poached eggs is that when you put the egg in the water, the white sort of, I don't know, it gets all these stringy bits and it doesn't look very nice. It still tastes good, but it doesn't look that good.
And it only takes about, sorry, somebody said, how do you pronounce egg? So yeah, we're gonna take a vote right now. If you pronounce it like egg,
like as in bag or leg,
press 1. If you say like me, like bake or lake.
He says egg.
I say egg, and he always makes fun of me for that. Press 2. So 1 for leg and 2 for bake if you pronounce egg like that.
So we have a little fine mesh strainer like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna crack the egg and put it in the fine mesh strainer and let it drain for about 30 seconds.
You can do it for like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, and what that does is, a lot of people are saying 1. Thank you. That's the correct answer.
I'm from Calabasas, you know. So you can see here how it just, all the thin liquidy stuff that we don't need or want drains out.
Exactly. There's a part of the white that's really watery and a part of the white that has more protein in it, so it's a little less watery. And what we're doing is we're just getting rid of, you can see it coming out there, we're getting rid of all that watery stuff. So we're just gonna let that sit for about 30 seconds. And while that's sitting, we have a pot of boiling water here with just a few inches of water. And the other secret, vinegar.
Who would have thought? And so this is not for flavor. The acidity binds the egg together.
Yes, so we're just gonna put a little splash.
Just a splash of it.
Just like that. That's it. That helps the egg white kind of stay together. And yeah, that's it. So
that one's done.
This one is nicely drained, as you can see here. I'm just gonna dump that out. And then we'll put the egg in this little cup and just kind of keep it aside, and then we'll do the other egg as well. We both want to have a poached egg.
Yes. So good.
So good. So we'll let that one drain for about 30 seconds. So we have our water going, and what you want, yes, there it goes. What you want for the water is you want it to be simmering. If it's going nuts and just boiling like crazy, it'll break up your egg, right? You don't want that. You want a gentle simmer. So it's hard to see here, but we have just some nice bubbles going, but it's not going crazy.
And this stove is so awesome. So we're actually in the living room of our house right now, and this is a new stove that we got from Amazon for $30, and it's super quiet, and it works just like our stove in the kitchen, but we have better lighting out here and there's more space. So we like to do our cooking show from the living room.
Yes, exactly. It makes it much easier.
Hola, Gerard.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Okay, so this is pretty much done draining. We have just a few drops left, but let's just dump that out. And then we'll put this in this little cup here. Okay, so now...
Gerard got featured by Lou Madeline the other day.
Yes,
on the account.
exactly.
That was really cool. We saw that on our stories. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, so we have our water that's going right now. Just move this for a second. And we will dump these in here and set a timer for 2.5 minutes. So we don't have a timer here. So we need to get a timer.
Get a timer. I'm Adam, my husband Ryan. We are husbands that cook. We are in Eagle Rock, California. It was a gloomy morning this morning, but the sun is starting to come out. It's lovely. And after this, he has an audition today.
I do.
He's an actor, and the audition is in Santa Monica. So we're gonna head out to the beach, spend some time out there, and then we're heading to the Los Angeles Food and Wine Festival tonight,
that'll be
which
fun.
we will be posting on our stories, so you can follow along there.
Definitely. Okay. So we have our 2 eggs, and we are going to put them in the simmering water that has a little bit of vinegar. A lot of recipes you see for poached egg will say that you want to stir the water to create like a vortex that keeps the white together. It's all very complicated and it's not necessary.
No.
With this technique where you drained out the watery part of the white, you don't need to do any fancy acrobatics with the water. You just put it in.
Just drop it in.
Just drop it in.
Hi, Ceci.
Hello. We have people in England. Annabelle.
Hello. In England. That's
Hello.
so cool.
Okay, we're going to set the timer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And as soon as that's done, these eggs will be perfect.
And during that time, we will take your questions. And we have one right now. How long have we been married? We have been together for 16 years. We met in 2001, and we have been married for 11 years. We got married in 2006 in front of all of our friends and family. Yeah. And it was a very special day. Back then, it was not legal in the United States or California to get married. But they did make it legal a couple years ago, and then we had an official wedding on the beach with just like our intimate family, like immediate family.
Yeah.
And it was very nice.
It was.
So now we are officially married, and we
16
started the blog
years.
about 2 years ago.
Yep, 2 years ago. So we were together for 14 years before we started working together and doing the blog. But we've always loved cooking together. We've always loved talking about food and writing about food. So it was a natural progression for us.
If Wallace wants to see a photo, we will definitely get you some photos. We have some good photos.
Yes, maybe we can do a throwback Thursday with some wedding photos.
There you go.
So this has about a minute left. While that's going, let's cut up the avocado.
And the thing that makes sense about having a blog together, because it's kind of, sometimes I think like, how did this happen? But it does make sense because we love to travel, and even like 10 years ago, we would take these family trips and write these incredibly long and very descriptive emails to our family. And it was kind of like a blog post, but in email form. Like we would be editing it and really making sure that all the words are right and just taking way too much time on just an email.
We took it very seriously.
We took it seriously. So that was like 10 years ago when we started doing that together. So it does make sense that we're writing about traveling and food right now.
Yes, definitely. I saw Danita said you should use the French word oeuf for eggs.
Yeah,
that's a good option. So we have egg, and oeuf. It's a good one. So, while the eggs are finishing cooking.
And in Spanish, it's huevos?
Huevos.
Huevos.
Yes, sí, huevos. Like huevos rancheros. Okay, so I'm just gonna peel this avocado. We're gonna slice it up a little bit.
You know who's the queen of avocado, and she's watching right now, is Bella at Fulfilled. She makes some incredible looking photographs with her avocado.
Yes, she does. She is.
Avocado perfection.
Yes, I'm a little embarrassed about my avocado cutting skills in front of you right now.
But it still tastes good.
It still tastes good. Okay, so I think that is just about everything, and this is, look at that.
Look at that, perfect timing.
Perfect timing. So we are going to use a slotted spoon to pull these out right here.
Perfect poached eggs.
Perfect poached eggs every time.
Look at that.
We're just gonna leave them to the side for now, and we'll start, let's assemble. Okay, so.
Husband's Hatch Chili Breakfast Special.
Yes.
Coming to you live from Eagle Rock, California.
So good. Okay, so we each have a plate. Let's grab a tomato. If you want to use that, just put a tomato on this plate.
Mm-hmm. These heirloom tomatoes are so tasty.
So tasty.
I look forward to it all year round.
So good. And
We
then
have a recipe on our blog called pasta fresca.
yes.
Right? And it's basically fusilli with heirloom tomatoes, basil, garlic, a little salt and pepper, and that's it. And it is so
good.
tasty, and we look forward to it every year.
It's true, and it's one of those recipes again that you can only really do in the summer, because when the heirloom tomatoes are fresh, like there's really nothing like it.
No, you
like,
can't compare.
You just can't get that stuff not in the summer. So we have our lovely roasted tomato here.
They were yellow, but they turned
They
yellow in our magic
transformed.
oven.
So, and then we're gonna cover with a little avocado here.
You should make it for dinner. It's really good. I can't have it for dinner because eggs give me nightmares if I have them at night. And I know that's the craziest
It's
thing,
true.
but it's true. If I have an egg late at night, it gives me weird dreams. So I just get all my eggs in the morning.
Exactly, get the eggs in there. So, you wanna put some avocado on yours?
I do.
So we have a roasted tomato, we have some sliced avocado on top.
Yum.
And then the next step is some lemon, and that's kind of for two reasons.
Yes.
First of all, because it's delicious, and avocado and lemon go so well together. But the second reason also is because when you cut avocado, it turns brown fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you put a little lemon juice on it, like so, just a little
There's
bit.
another trick too. Does anyone know about, so if you cut open an avocado and leave the pit in there, it'll also stay green. There's
Yes.
a chemical inside the pit that keeps it fresh. And his dad didn't believe us when we told him about that until he tried it for himself.
It's
but
true.
It actually works.
It's true, and actually, like if you make let's say you make a big bowl of guacamole, save the seed and just like stick it in the bowl and leave it. It'll
Like so.
protect. It'll help protect all the avocado, all the guacamole in there from turning brown. So
We are filled with tips today.
filled with tips today. We have some lemon, and then let's do some peppers. Mmm, so good. So then we have our lemon. We have some of these delicious hatch peppers.
Oh my god.
I'm really excited about this.
So, before our lunch yesterday, I had never heard of a hatch pepper. So I'm so glad that Sarah introduced us to them and invited Nick to our lunch yesterday,
Yes.
because otherwise we would not be standing here making this breakfast for you today.
Exactly. So we have our tomato, our avocado with a little lemon on it. We have hatch peppers, and then I'm going to top it with that
Poached
perfect
egg.
poached egg.
Perfect poached egg.
Poached oof.
Yes.
One for
Huevo.
Adam. Poached huevo. And then we're gonna let's do a couple more peppers. I'm just gonna put a couple more peppers on top just because I can't get enough of them. And then let's do maybe a little salt and pepper. Somebody just asked a couple questions. What's your favorite California wine to go with it? Well, normally we eat this for breakfast, but I don't know if we have a wine pairing down quite yet. And then someone just asked also, are they spicy? These hatch peppers come in 3 varieties, mild, medium, and hot. These are the hot variety, which we love.
But even still, these aren't over the top spicy. I don't know if it's just this variety, but this spicy variety isn't crazy.
Yeah, it's very balanced. It's not overwhelmingly too spicy where it covers up all the rest of the flavors in the dish. It just gives a nice kind of heat.
With a nice flavor too.
Yes,
They're
that's the
so
thing.
delicious. This
That's
isn't
the
just
thing.
like adding spice, this is adding flavor too.
Exactly. So I'm gonna
Which
add a
you
little
will try
salt.
this weekend when you make it.
Yes, exactly. Put a little salt, some red pepper flakes for some extra heat. You can definitely leave those out if you're heat averse. I'm gonna do some black pepper.
Look at that.
And then the last thing we're gonna do,
Fresh basil.
fresh basil. Again, another summer crop that is the best in the summer. I'm just gonna
Tear it up a
I'm just
little
gonna
bit.
tear it up. You can you can slice it and do curls if you want, but we're just gonna tear it up just like that.
We are husbands that cook. We don't claim to be professionals.
Oh, I see Cravings in Amsterdam is here.
Yes.
Hi, Paula.
So Paula is the one that taught us how to make these perfect poached eggs.
Yes.
We owe you everything.
Yes, if you look at Paula's page, she has the most amazing collection of like the perfect poached eggs with the perfect drip. She is so good at that.
So good.
And so we knew when we were looking for how to do a poached egg, we went exactly straight to her.
So cool.
So that is it. Forks.
Forks.
So now, that's it, you guys.
Husband's Hatch Chili breakfast special. We posted it on our Instagram page today with a recipe. This one isn't on our blog, so if you want the full recipe, you can go to our Instagram page and get everything there.
Yes, and then, so this is my favorite part, we break this open.
All right, let's do that for the camera.
Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah.
but yeah, perfectly poached.
Thanks, Paula.
Yes, and Cravings Amsterdam reminds everyone that it was actually Jen at the Lemon Apron.
It is true, and we said that before too.
Yes.
Jen is the one that taught Paula
Yes.
And we saw Jen about a week and a half ago. She was in LA and stopped by our house. So it was really fun to hang out with her.
So fun. And that's the cool thing about this Instagram community is that we're all teaching each other. Like we all learn from each other and learn these tips, and it's so cool. It's so
It is
fun.
cool, and I've learned a lot of tips just from you guys. You know, every show there's always somebody that is teaching us something
Exactly.
new. So it's so cool. We look forward to this every week.
So here we go. This is what I'm looking forward to this week.
Cheers. I've been waiting for this since yesterday.
Oh,
It is so flavorful. I can't even, like, honestly, when I had the first bite yesterday, I got goosebumps. The hair stood up on my skin. And that's when you know when you have a good recipe, is when it gives you chills or it gives you goosebumps.
Oh my
and
God.
this definitely does it. It's so fresh, it's so summery.
And it's like spicy, but not too much. Like it's just got the perfect...
right. I am obsessed with with hatch peppers.
So we, like we said at the beginning, we have 2 giant bags of hatch peppers.
Yes.
So I think either today or tomorrow we are going to roast all of these just like we did with this. We're gonna
freeze them
and just cut them up, peel them, and freeze them so that we have hatch peppers all year round. So good.
So good. Oh my goodness. So tonight, well, first, this afternoon, Ryan has an audition. I know Wallace SC was asking about it. So Ryan's an actor. When we're not cooking and working on the blog, he is acting, and he's had a couple TV shows in the last few weeks. I can't say, can I say any of them or no?
I don't know if we can
I
say
don't
it
think
yet.
we're allowed to say it yet, but stay tuned, and eventually soon we will be announcing them.
Yes.
I know one of them, which is a big one, it airs in October around Halloween.
Yes.
So you might have to wait a little bit till then, but
we promise we will tell you exactly when it's going to air so you can see it.
So he has an audition, and then we're going to head to the beach, and then we're going to the LA Food and Wine Festival. Follow along on our stories. It should be a lot of fun.
Yes, and if anybody here is watching and you're in LA and you're going to the Food and Wine Festival today, like send us a DM. Like, maybe we can meet up. It'd be super fun.
So fun.
We've never been to the Food and Wine Festival. Apparently, it's a whole night market with like different restaurants that have giving out samples and stuff. It should be really, really fun.
We'll see if any of them can beat the flavors of this one.
We'll see.
I'm pretty confident about
I am
this.
very
this
confident.
This is as good as anything I've ever tasted.
Exactly.
And I'm not bragging, and I'm not being conceited, or I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, this is just the truth.
It's just about the ingredients. It's the fresh ingredients. It's the summer tomatoes and the hatch peppers and fresh basil and avocado. It's when you have ingredients like that, like it's gonna be amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. So thank you so much for tuning in, you guys.
Thank you so much. We look forward to this every week. You guys are the best.
We will see you 1 week from today, next Friday, for another Friday Live with Husbands That Cook. So yeah, have a good weekend, everybody. This is Ryan.
This is Adam.
And we're signing out. And
Husbands That Cook.
We'll see you next time.
Eagle Rock, California. We love you.
See you guys later.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.